Good afternoon, everyone. Damilola Layode is my name. Thank you very much for having me. I represent Glover. Glover is a digital asset marketplace that allows Africans from anywhere to easily access and safely trade global digital assets from anywhere in the world and receive the trade proceeds in their wallets within minutes. Our unique value proposition is the instant settlement that we offer to users on the platform. That is what we are at the moment, but what we do is we are building a wallet service that will power Web3 commerce for Africa. Okay. Yes, so we focus on gift cards primarily on the one hand because this is where the idea for the business came from. An unfortunate incident where the founder was trying to, had an idea of, okay, how about I get cash rather than redeem my gift card? And that begat the secondary marketplace, and that was our MVP. But since then, we've seen several use cases emanating from different challenges that we are faced with in Africa, primarily around access to FX, along with the risk and restrictions around this. Different markets have different peculiarities. And along these lines, we've seen use cases around gift cards being used as cash alternative, as is the case where in Nigeria, you use iTunes gift cards for your Apple Music subscription as opposed to using the bank card because the bank cards wouldn't work. We've seen gift cards used as a remittance vehicle where diaspora people send back gift cards to their wards in the country because on the one hand, the remittance services are priced at a premium, and then on the local side, access to FX again prevents the ward from getting FX, and then they are being paid at ridiculous rates that robs them of a bulk of the value. In addition to this as well, we've seen it as a corporate reward vehicle, as is the case of AXA Mansard using that for their reward system for customers and merchants. And finally, we've seen it as a liquidity vehicle as well as the case of Binance gift cards being used to fund wallets in other markets. For that, our unique value proposition is also the ability of the customers to be able to acquire these gift cards with their local currency. Since inception, we've been able to garner as much as 80K monthly users, active users, and then we've processed in 2022 alone, $15.7 million US dollars, total process value annualized, of which $2.6 million was our revenue, representing around 17% take on the value of the transactions. The revenue model involves, on the one hand, currency arbitrage, where we charge you a rate on the currency denomination for the cards you are trying to purchase with your local currency on the one hand. For secondary marketplace, that's a gift card resale, where we buy or swap for cash for pre-owned gift cards. We swap for up to about 75% of the face value. So there's a margin of around 20-25% there to get. And then on the buy side for gift cards as well, we get anywhere from 3% to 9% on the markup from the providers of the gift cards. The team comprises of myself, seasoned operator. I've worked at OPA, leading expansion and growth, worked at Kobo 360, driving adoption for their vast service. My co-founder is Hanu, he's the founder of Patricia. You might know the indigenous cryptocurrency exchange. They've processed over $1 billion in asset value. We also have a bunch of other superheroes we're working with. I'm excited to talk about the future because here we see ourselves transitioning from a trade-focused platform to a B2B SaaS platform. How do we do this? On the one hand, we are building out gift cards as a value-added service through our API that will allow third-party platforms to offer gift cards to their customers the same way you would with airtime and other subscriptions like you have in Nigeria, which is a generic offering. On the flip side of it, we have our merchant operating system that would help other gift card marketplaces or exchanges to be able to offer their customers instant settlement at a fraction lesser than they would with their current flow. Thank you very much.
Yeah, really good stuff. Just a thought and then a question. Is there a reason why you're using the term gift card? I know like gift card perhaps just everybody knows what that is, but when you have, using the use cases you've listed out now, like gift card just seems so restrictive and like constraining, and so like what like all
Thank
of
you
this?
very much for that. I focus more on gift cards because at the moment, this is 80% of our revenue driver. The bulk of the users on the platform as well focus more on gift cards. The bar of entry is low, adoption is high, and it's just generally widely accepted, as opposed to the other assets.
So I meant the term gift card. Okay. Because again, like there's people use it for sending money back home, like the remittance use case for.
So these are really gift cards. I don't know if you get it, but then because it speaks to the realities or real life challenges, principally around FX restrictions. So they are still gift cards. Unfortunately, you have people who can't access brands globally. So we're using this to democratize access, if you ask me.
Okay.
So in Nigeria today, for instance, no local debit card can process international transactions. You're aware of this. So how do people maybe make their purchases on ASOS or any of the other global brands? What they do is they come with their local currency in Naira, buy the Glover gift card or the ASOS gift card on Glover, and then go on to complete their checkout.
Okay. So would you call a virtual USD card a gift card then?
So for us, the future is also maybe taking a step further. We're in conversations with some investors, and then an interesting concept that we're toying with is tokenization. So building cards that are driven by tokenization that can be redeemed anywhere. So it's not necessarily a card, but a set of cards, exactly, but then it's a token.
Okay.
On the blockchain, driven by the blockchain.
And my last question is just the 80,000 monthly active users. How do you define monthly active? Like, is there a number of transactions? Is it like what? Like
so there are a number of metrics for determining that. On the one hand, there's trade-initiated purchases made. There's a wallet balance, active wallet balance. There's withdrawals and deposits as well. Because we operate a custodian wallet system, sometimes you have people leave the trade proceeds in their bank, rather in the wallet, rather than move it into their bank accounts. So these would be active users because, of course, they still have value on the platform.
So if I have value in my balance and I don't do anything with it, I'm still an active user?
So you can't have value in your, so over what period now?
I mean, when you say monthly, so like monthly,
yes,
like
so
for that
money
month,
in your balance over what period? So for us, money in your balance and then you are not active over a 3-month period, we still consider you an active user. But then when you get to 6 months threshold, then we try to remarket you to see if you are still clothing or churn.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I really like your story. I mean, it reminds me. I mean, history doesn't often repeat, but it rhymes. It reminds me very much of the M-Pesa story of how that came about. So using a different good for a currency, which I think is great. Just for my clarity, if I get sent a gift card, can I redeem that for cash? Is that what you're doing, or am I? So that's okay.
So that is one of our several offerings. That's a secondary marketplace where you can swap your gift card for cash.
Cool, got that. But then, is there like any arbitrage here at all? I mean,
yes.
So you can start. I mean, you can start trading that as well. So you can.
So currency arbitrage for us is on 2 legs. On the one hand, it's around the currency denomination of the cards being purchased. Bear in mind, you are purchasing these cards with your local currency. So say dollar is 750, I could sell you a gift card for $100 at 800 naira per dollar. So that's 50 naira markup on currency arbitrage side. Then I still have 9%, 3 to 9% margin from the gift card provider. That's on the one hand. Now, currency arbitrage on the flip side for us is also how we consume the gift cards on the resale side. So people sell their gift cards to us. We operate a centralized marketplace, bear in mind, meaning it's not fully decentralized, P2P. Everyone selling is selling to us. Everyone buying is buying from us. The bulk of the people buying these pre-owned gift cards from us happen to be from the Asian markets. So we are generating currency in RMB, which we then liquidate again, currency arbitrage back to local currency or move to another currency. So it's several different value vehicles that we...
And what currencies are you, redeeming?
So on the platform, highest traded currency would be US dollars, followed closely by the GBP, EU, CAD, and then the Australian dollars. These are the 5 most traded card denominations on the platform. So in addition to that, we have the perfect money assets. We've got RMB, of course, and then we also sell some of our gift cards in USDT. So these are some of the vehicles through we hold value. 65% of AUM is in a fixed deposit, flexible tenure vehicle so that should there be a run on the platform, we're able to fulfill all of the withdrawal requests. 15% is in Flux. Another 20% is in USDT to buffer against inflation and currency devaluation. And then the rest of it is our profits, which we hold in US dollars in our Mercury bank accounts.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
How are you looking at market sizing, and what are your main markets at the moment?
Oh, thank you very much. Currently, we operate both in Nigeria and Ghana. But then with our B2B play, we see ourselves moving into Kenya and South Africa, Q3, Q4 2023. Conversations along those lines are already in the works. Because on the one hand, the play is, of course, the gift card as a value add for platforms. And then this opens us up to anybody and everybody on the one hand. API is currently in build. But the one I'm more excited about is the merchant operating system, because I was in the UK in December and I discovered about 3 different platforms, and then what they do is they buy gift cards from users, but they don't instantly reconcile you. They take about 5 days because they have to resell first. So with the merchant operating system, I can offer cardyard.co.uk access to this API. They can integrate, and then in their checkout, add that as an option for users that want to get the money instantly. So you get the money instantly, but at a slightly lower rate than you would if you had to wait for 5 days. So that's what I'm really excited about, because of the global play. Thank you.
I just love to clarify the current use cases. So you talked about remittances. Is that the primary use case right now? Or
No.
is e-commerce the primary use case?
So e-commerce, so when you say primary, I'll look at 2 different metrics. On the one hand, I'll look at the volume, and then I'll look at the value. In terms of the volume, I would say e-commerce. But in terms of the value, because we're making about 20% margin on every $100 card, for instance, that is the primary revenue driver. So depending on which metric you want to use.
But I guess the reason people are buying the gift cards is to remit money, not to purchase goods.
No, the reason people are buying gift cards in Nigeria and Ghana is to purchase. The reason why people are selling gift cards is because they are trying to redeem the remittance that's been passed on to them.
Got it.
From diaspora.
Thanks.
Last question, Master. And I'm not a lawyer and I don't pretend to play whenever, but have you got advice around foreign currency, exchange control rules, that kind of stuff? Because I know from South Africa it's quite tricky, exchange control rules. So getting foreign currency in and out of the country.
Yeah, so we work with
going
liquidity
around
managers. That's what we do. So in Nigeria, for instance, we have a bidding platform called Risha Capital that handles liquidation of the RMB. So it's a P2P platform. We have the RMB, we go on there, they match us to anyone, maybe an international trader looking to also purchase the RMB, and they just do the swap. So we are not necessarily a remittance platform or moving money across borders, but we just leverage third-party services for this liquidity management, essentially.
Okay, thanks.
Finally meeting you after Techstars.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Yeah, thanks, Dami.
Thank you very much.
As usual, I have a couple of questions on my own. Do you ever run into the problem of unused funds, and what happens to those funds?
Unused funds?
Yes, on the cards.
On the cards?
Yes.
So unused funds is one of the use cases for swapping cards for
Okay.
cash.
Got it.
That's for usually open loop cards where you can continue to spend
Okay.
the value in the card.
Very good, very good. Thank you for that. Once again,
Thank you very
round
much.
of applause.